some cooking. Hello, welcome back. Another winging it video from Brian Damage Foresight. Today I'm trying something different. I'm gonna grill a ribeye steak, which is something I've done, but I'm gonna try it a different way. Usually, the way I do it is I use the sous vide to get the meat up to temperature before I grill it. And normally I would put it in like a Ziploc freezer bag and put it in the water, but I've been reading a lot about plastics and how they're toxic, and especially with hot food. So I'm like, oh man, I can't do that anymore with the steak. So I'm going to try another method, and I've never done this before. This is the first time, so if it messes up and doesn't work, you'll be my witness. But I'm going to try a mason jar, glass, much safer than plastic. And here's my setup. Actually, let me show you. Here's the steak. The steak has been, see that? This steak has been in the refrigerator all night, just out on that rack like that. I salted it yesterday and stuck it in the refrigerator, and so it's been in there all night. Just the salt sort of puts this, seals in the moisture. And here is my setup. And normally when I do the sous vide thing, I have a little pot that I put the stuff in. This time I'm using God, light is blowing it out. Oh, there, you can see it. It's a styrofoam container that I got a meat delivery in. Here's the lid over here. And then this is the, can you see that? Those windows are bright. The sun's coming in over there. Wow, this is going to be a challenging video. So I'm going to stick this down in here. It's clamped on the side of the styrofoam. And this thing, it goes down. Let me get this out of the glare. It goes down into the water, and it circulates the water. And I can plug it in. Ooh, this doesn't quite reach. Oh, that's not good. All right, my first pause. Okay, I'm back. I had to get a handy dandy extension cord. So anyway, here's how it goes. It's showing. It shows you the. Can you see that without the glare? Oh, there. You can see the temperature of the water. Now I wanted it at 124. I used hot water, so it's already hot. So we start the thing, and it. It must be just because it's hot. I'm gonna have to let that cool. Anyway, we have a. Here's another thing we have. A lid that I can put over it. It seals in the heat. It keeps it. See, it's from White Oak Pastures. I got some meat in that box. So yeah. So today is a complete experiment, more than usual. So we're gonna sous vide it first, and then I'm gonna take you through the grilling process, how I do it, and then we're gonna have a side dish. Let me show you. I got some scallops here. I have to thaw them just slightly because it's one lump. I'm only gonna use like, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them or so for a side dish. But I'll take you through that process too, searing some yummy scallops. So I'll be back once I get this thing started. All right. So jar. Oh, I need to start this thing. No, I'm not going to start that. It's already at temperature. I don't want to make noise. So we got the steak, we got the jar, and we are going. Actually, let me get the tongs so I don't make a mess of my fingers. I'm gonna shove this thing down in there. See how this thing gets in there. I guess I'm gonna have to use my fingers. It'll fit though because I've made sure I got a big enough jar. This is gonna be fun to find out how this works. So there we go. The steak in a jar. So I'm not screwing it completely tight. I heard that you should leave a little room for the hot air to get out once it heats up. Okay, come here. I'm going to take this around. I'm going to start the sous vide. Now I'm starting this thing manually on the whatever that is, on that thing. But I have an app on the phone that I can actually set the temperature and the time, and it'll tell me when it's done. It takes about, I'm heating the water up to 124. So normally in a plastic bag it takes an hour, about an hour for it to get up to temperature. So I don't know how long it's going to take in this. That's another thing, I'm just guessing. So here we go. We're going to stick it down in. And it's kind of floating. Wow, that's going to work. I got to figure this out. I didn't think this through. Hold on a second. Okay, we have the thing going now. Let me switch this around to the back so you can see. God, everything's glary today. We got the water going. I put the jar, put something under it so it didn't sit. It wasn't just bobbing, because I don't know what'll happen. So anyway, we have that going. I have the I actually put the that meter thermometer in the meat so I can monitor it. That way, I've got this the sous vide timer on for an hour, but that's usually what I use for plastic bags. So if it doesn't reach temperature, here, let me put this down so I can talk to you. So if it doesn't reach temperature by an hour, I've got the meter in there to tell me. So I'm going to put the lid on it to seal the heat. And there we go. I'll be back whenever the thing's ready, and then we'll on there, and we'll take it from there and cook some other stuff too. Okay, I'm back. That took way longer than I thought it was going to take. Normally, getting a steak up to temperature with sous vide takes an hour. This took, God, how long was that? Over probably two and a half hours, maybe 2 hours, 45 minutes, almost 45. So this thing is just about there. I've got a towel over it because the lid didn't fit. I had to okay, here it is in here. I had to bump up the temperature on this just to get the temperature to go up in that jar. So there's the jar. It's sitting on a dish so it wouldn't just float. And then I put my tamper thing from my espresso machine in there. Smokey's automatic feeder is going off. So this was the weight I was holding it down with. Put that back. And here's the steak in the jar. And as you can see, it's dripping. It's turned. It's not red anymore. So it's heated up. Now we can turn this off. Plug that. And let's pull the steak out and look at it. It's a tight squeeze here. You can't even see me. Here, I'm going to turn it down just so you can see the steak. Sorry about that. I hit the power. Okay. Let me get the tongs. We're going to pull this thing out. Actually, this is not too hot. This is the thermometer. Smells good. I was standing here talking to a camera that was off. I have thrown the steak on. I've been talking all this time about stuff. Anyway, I let the thing preheat to 500 degrees. Threw it on there. It's been on there a little 2 minutes, but I let it go a minute, and then it's sort of at a diagonal angle on the grill, and then I flip it the other way, the other diagonal, so you get the crisscross marks on it. But I'll let it go 3 minutes, and then I'll flip it. But I was saying to a camera that was off, this is the way I cook a steak. There might be some expert steak cookers out there watching this going, oh, that's not how you do it. But this is just the way I do it. I'm just showing you how I do it. And it seems to work. But the preheating it up to temperature, I feel, really helps. Because then you can just burn the outside and the inside is perfect. Okay, time to flip it. Check that out. Can you see that? So we're going to let that go a minute that way, and then we'll turn the angle. And you can see, I don't know if you can see that, it's kind of dark out here. The fat is nice and yummy. What can I say? This steak comes from Tennessee grass-fed farms. It's fairly local. It's probably about 40 minutes north of me, northwest of me. But I order online and they deliver to a organic market not too far from me. So that's where I go pick it up. Anyway, that's a grass-fed ribeye. Alright, I'm going to change the angle. I get some flames going. It's like a minute and a half so far on this side. And right before I take it off, I like to sort of hold it on its ends so to get a little bit of the fat too. I'm going to pick it up so you can see it. See that? Some of that fat. Alright, I'm going to say it's done. Stick it right there. Can you see that? Turn off the gas. So there it goes. And cover the plate. Okay. I'll see you upstairs. I'm back, and I have. Now we're going to do the scallops. And I've got them on this paper towel. We've been letting them, take them off of there. These are kind of small, so they're not the best for searing, but I can still do it. So what we got here is bacon grease that's starting to smoke. And I've got a spoon. I'm going to use bacon grease and a little bit of ghee. I seem to be stooping down a lot today. See if I can get a better angle. Yeah, this is really smoking now, so let me put this in. And I'm going to turn this up too. Because we want it good and hot. And here's another thing. I got this over here. I pre-cooked some bacon. And I'll be cooking an egg. Duck egg. In fact, while that's heating, I'll break the duck egg into a thing. Have it ready. Now these scallops, can you see them? They're kind of small. They're not the biggest scallops in the world. Hopefully I can make these work. This is going to be hard because I can't even tell what end is the top. I think that's that one. So I'm going to set these so their top is facing up. Top surface. I think that's go. Which one is this? Can't even tell on that one. What that one? I think those are partial scallops. Yeah, the good scallops are the sea scallops, the big ones. All right, I'm gonna put some salt. Now I'm only using salt for now. I just don't feel like too many spices. Okay. Well, I had more than I thought. I hope I could fit them all in here. I don't like crowding them. Alright, now that they're in there like that, I will salt the other side. And it's good to, the pan's got to be really hot for this to work. I can't remember if I've ever done it in cast iron before, but it should be fine. Covered dish. I'm going to put the scallops in there. Now check this out. Can you see this? You can see the edges are brown, so they're ready to turn. Now a couple of these, I think I trimmed too soon, but most of them are good. Can you see that? A nice sear. I'm going to turn this down because I'm running low. I'm going to remove these and I'm going to put the bacon and eggs in. Egg. I'm only doing one egg here since I got the scallops. And here's one thing I almost forgot. That's what I want to do. I'm going to take the butter. There we go. I basted it. See that? But the other important thing I didn't mention, when you the first side when you put them down, you don't want to touch them. You just want to leave it until it's ready. And you can see it getting brown around the edges. Because if you move them too soon, they won't sear right. And that whole process of drying them in the paper towel, they have to be super dry for the sear to work. Okay, now we got this this combination of kind of butter bacon grease. Out of the way. Can you see that? Okay. I'm gonna throw the bacon back in. And we're gonna make like a little fortress. I'll put that back up. Okay, took it down too far. This stove is weird, like a half of a notch. It makes all the difference in the world. Now, while that's heating back up, flip this over this way. Can you see this steak? Raw, organic butter. This stuff is good. Annie Acres. Look at the color. I'm going to put a little bit of that on steak. Back up and let that butter melt. Now this is ready for the egg. I missed it. So I got the egg in there on top of the bacon. Big, luscious duck egg. So we already have our plate with the steak on it, so all we have to do is place the scallops and the duck egg on there. Hopefully I can fit it all on that plate. I'm done with this too. Trusty meter. In case I didn't mention, Redmond sea salt. My favorite salt. By far. Alright, let's baste the egg. Can you see? Take the grease, we're gonna go right on top. I'm betting this egg is going to be good because this is it's a combination bacon grease and ghee and scallop juice. And I think it's done. One over top yolk. Turn that off. Now, look at that butter starting to melt. See that? somebody, when I mentioned the scallops the other day, somebody suggested bacon wrap. If these would have been the big scallops, I would have considered it, but it's a little hard to do with the little ones. Okay, can you see? Let's go back over here. Huh. Somehow it stopped. I don't know why. Okay, now we got the steak and we got the eggs. On go with the scallops. There we go. I'm going to put a little bit of the juice on there. Did that take too long? Steak and eggs and scallops. Mmm. There you go. Voila.